I am Jeffrey St. Rose. Welcome to Enter the Poetic, a contemplative space for illumination. Episode 24, Pull the Wandering Paths Together. The poems featured in this episode align with the astrology sign Capricorn. The 5 poems in this episode are A Bone from the Thunder, Flocking, Fountainhead, Pull the Wandering Paths Together, and Tower and Tor. Bone from the thunder. When young, I stole a bone from the thunder. Its exultant sound filled my body, and my skin became lit. So I hid it in the forest, where the darkness would keep it. Because of the darkness, no one entered the forest. But every night I tugged it from earth, to hold it for only a moment, before its power would shake me apart. Then, with its echoes still in me, I slid it back between terrestrial folds. Soon I began to rumble its song, even when I was away from it. To others I became as a beast when they heard me chanting and growling a loud language beyond my understanding. I was chased to the mountains where I could only be found by the lions in Cyprus, because once, when young, I stole a bone from the thunder. Flocking. The lone herdsman gazes, roaming the still places, shepherd of death and entrance, a faraway look taking himself out over the high frost-pillared temples. With looming hands he gathers the distance that has broken itself into bodies. Everything flows below his myth-bearded face. The days are served like loaves for boars and horses. Reading the tomes of soil with bronze claws, wolves dig into the soft beneath. The one who is eating the corners clean through has said that nothing is invisible. The girl drinking the river with sheep's lips leans in from her mossy pinnacle. Watching the whims of the world weather their wills, the herdsman walks the lush and barren. White peaks push him daringly to the deeps. Snow has reached his dreaming. He descends from edgeless mounds, herding the centuries over uneven rills. Calling to goats and angels, he cries for the giants to rise, grasping the given branch, his serpent crook, his cane of flight, burnt into the green hill. Fountainhead. Each foot looks for the unfound boundary, hooked by fate and its escape. What long and audience space coughs upon my hearing? Where is the word to birth fruit? I've been rambling round the sea for a solar year, and still the meat of all light rusts before I eat. I've chased the water back to one stone, and the one stone ends unknown. A rook floats over the moor, alone in its enormous soaring. I crave the raven's kingdom and the sweet feathery springs, searching the fountainhead for what owns me that I cannot know. What the divining hand drives toward, no death has foretold. Where the ear lacks, the grape rots. Pull the wandering paths together. Once more, I am naked in the woods with wolves, chasing the moon's escape. Stars attached to my back tug me against my running to keep tight the secret strings between me and the night that pull the wandering paths together. The wolves arrive at the mound before me, having already earned their beautiful movements, and soon will teach me to track the wind's footprints, slipping ahead of the weather. There are no soft rocks to get to the grassy top. Skin is a skill, and must touch to sense which steps will be possible cuts. But the feet cannot stop seeking, even as they bleed the world's need. The quest to the crest riddles with splintering twists. The tricks of acorns and twigs trip my ready ascent. Branches snag and trap, the passes catch. I am fashioned and transformed into the likenesses around me, no longer bound to only a singular seeing. Once there, the moon entombs me, a child of the wild heights, heightened by both human and unhuman sights. Tower and Tor. Tower and Tor, mount within the hour between self-death and soar. Cathedral of flying stone, an angel's castle. Take the cloudward walk. Ecstatic winds crown the tower and Tor. Grasp the corners and pray. No solace waits in the archway. Traipse the green-hearted maze that braves the infinite air. Let the endings into the eye before the fortress dares you an entrance. Until the mystic bears the silence that destroys, stone's silence is silent.